I pride myself on having a fan base made up of mostly non-idiots, but once in a while I venture out into the real world to just see what everyone else is putting up with. Sometimes it's funny to see people on Twitter who look like Mandalorian Bib Fortuna freaking out over the tiniest things, but sometimes it's just sad. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Joey Bark channel is heartbroken to announce that Karl Jacobs from the Dream SMP and Mr. Beast Burger Souvenir Cup has been canceled for the high crime of... Hold on, let me check this. For the high crime of being a fan of Ice Poseidon. Is that right? Someone check that. If being a fan of Ice Poseidon is what gets you canceled these days, then oh boy, I am not gonna last on this platform. But guys, before we get into the mounting evidence that Karl Jacobs is apparently worse than Mega Bin Laden, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications because, as you know, each subscription to the Joey Bark channel comes with a free souvenir Karl Jacobs cup. I use it to hold my spare piss whenever my Chandler cup overflows. Okay, first I need to make an important distinction because us commentators use the word canceled rather liberally. Most of the time when we say that someone is being canceled, it's just a few stray stans on Twitter who are making a big hoopla. A great example of this would be Mother Innit, who got quote-unquote canceled last week by a few stans. But let me be clear, it's not just a few out-of-control stans who are trying to cancel Karl Jacobs here. This is the popular opinion amongst fans of the Dream SMP. Tweets trying to cancel Karl Jacobs don't have hundreds of likes, but rather thousands of likes. Despite the fact that Karl's actions do not warrant him being canceled at all, this has become a huge thing, which could affect his standing as a member of both the Dream SMP and the Mr. Beast crew. So basically this centers around Karl Jacobs' relationship with Ice Poseidon, a streamer who was big back in the day. He was kind of an edgy guy. In fact, I think he would do a lot of illegal stuff on streams, not exactly someone the Dream stans would be proud of. And he had this thing on Twitch, which I still don't understand to this day, where basically every time you see Ice Poseidon, you comment CX in the chat. CX. That was his thing, his little motif. And the other thing you need to know about Ice Poseidon is that he had a rather large nose. One day, Karl Jacobs was just casually watching a stream, and someone with a rather large nose appeared on screen, and he commented CX as a reference to Ice Poseidon. Now, imagine you were seeing a clip of that exchange today without the context I just gave you. Big nose appears on stream, Karl Jacobs comments CX, it's a bad look, I'll admit. And then people started bringing up Ice Poseidon's past and associating that with Karl Jacob, and before long he was forced to make an apology, and that went something like...
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I am sorry if I offended anybody, because I promise it wasn't my intention. Not just sorry if I offended anybody, I am just sorry, right? It's genuinely never my intention. I know that it feels like people have come back multiple times about it. I promise it's never my intention to make people feel left out or anything of that sort. So thanks guys, thank you.
So that was certainly something, and a lot of people thought he sounded insincere there. Now, personally, I think anything better than this is a good YouTuber apology, but the tragic thing about this video is that he shouldn't have even had to apologize in the first place. I don't know if there's any way he could have made this sound sincere. What is he even supposed to say? Guys, I'm very sorry for watching Ice Poseidon Funny Moment compilation number 6. He shouldn't even need to make this apology in the first place. Despite that, a lot of people just didn't accept it. If you go on Twitter right now, you will find Dream stans saying that, hey, don't accept this apology. We only should allow the people who were hurt to accept this apology. But when someone who was quote-unquote hurt by this actually responds, their tweets get buried in the boatload of other people who are just pretending to be offended. The crazier thing is that Karl doesn't even associate with Ice Poseidon anymore. This incident happened 5 years ago. What were you doing 5 years ago? I was in 8th grade doing unspeakable things. Whatever, most of you guys probably weren't even born yet. Anyway, Karl Jacobs still followed Ice Poseidon before this whole drama went down, but You could just follow someone and forget to unfollow them after 5 years. That isn't incriminating at all. Excuse me for sounding like Keemstar for a second, but why is Karl still getting hate? He said in his apology that he thinks Ice Poseidon is garbage, and the jokes he made are garbage. Yet people are still hating on Karl as if he agrees with everything Ice Poseidon said. Now, I know I never get into the down and dirty in these types of conflicts. I'm just a commentator. I tell the story, I'm not part of it. But I am going to go on Twitter, go into some of these threads, and defend Karl Jacobs. I don't care if some 12-year-old calls me the R-slur, I've heard worse. If you've watched this far into the video, make sure to tell me down below whether Karl Jacobs actually did something that would warrant him having to apologize, or if these kids are just thirsty for blood. God, this whole story is just proof that we need to get kids back in school, okay? For now, that's all I got to say on this story. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, that post notification bell, and that, what other button? There's the refresh button, that'll give me another view there. Save button, I don't know what that, oh, it adds it to a playlist. Okay, yeah, do that. God, pretty soon people are gonna start to have to apologize for just the dumbest things. Like I'm gonna be making a video one day saying, I'm really sorry. I used to watch South Park, but I don't anymore. Alright, have a great day, guys, and remember, you can't fix stupid.
Get out! It's over.